Alright, it's like time to fire up the PS5 and play some good games. Let me just check my game library and... oh shit. I still haven't played tons of these games. What the fuck am I doing? Hello everyone. The video game backlog. Nothing excites me more than just buying a lot of games on a big sale and feeling genuinely excited about playing them. Well, that's until you realise that months later, you've never touched at least half of them in your library, and then you're drawing up this huge list of games that you're going to be playing over the course of an entire year. Every time I'm booting up my PS5, Xbox Series S, Switch, checking my Steam library on my PC, or even dusting the good old PS2, I immediately feel a sense of dread just looking at the amount of games that haven't been finished, yet let alone been launched for the first time. We live at a time where we have so many more games to choose from. The accessibility of video games has never been this good. PCs have had this luxury for years, but consoles have recently gotten a lot better at having so many games being accessible and easy to play. There are so many good games that you had once have to fork out a fortune to just play them, but they're now available on any platform of your choice. It also means that inevitably you're going to end up buying them and leaving them unplayed for ages. Last year I bought tons of games from new releases such as War Ragnarok, Sonic Frontiers, Modern Warfare 2 and Gran Turismo 7, to all the titles that I've been meaning to play for a long time, like the Klonoa Remasters, Sonic Unleashed, Xenoblade Chronicles, Red Dead Redemption, No More Heroes 3, AI Dissomnian Files, Ace Combat 7, the Devil May Cry series, the Trails in the Sky trilogy. I could go on and on, but you get the gist of where I'm coming from with this. I have way too many video games to play through and finish, and at the rate it is, it will take me some time to finish all of them. I made a list of what I was aiming to play over the next year or so, and it essentially came down to like around 50 games, and that is just on the PlayStation alone. My Xbox, Nintendo and PC backlogs, they are all minimal at least, because I just don't spend as much time playing on those platforms as I do on my PS5. So I'm not worried about playing games on those systems. I can return to playing them someday without feeling some pressure deep down inside. I aim to finish around a couple of games that didn't need a long time to be completed. We're talking about 10 to 15 hours of play before the next big round of video game releases would make its way. Specifically, I wanted to finish these games before the release of Final Fantasy XVI, which is like a month away at this point. So at the start of the year, I began my list, easily making it through the games that I wanted to play through. I finished War Ragnarok and then I finished No More Heroes 3. I picked up where I left off with those games like late last year. I finished Katamari Damacy, a one-of-a-kind experience from the outset and one of my favourite games of all time. Streets of Rage 4, it was a challenging and rewarding and satisfying experience from start to finish. Then I played stuff like Stray, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Deathloop, Final Fantasy 7 Remake's DLC, Intermission. I was doing pretty well finishing the list of games that I wanted to complete. And then I got to NieR Replicant. I bought the game when it launched because I enjoyed Automata so much, and honestly I loved playing Replicant through the first two routes, but when I got to Route C, it became increasingly more like a chore just trying to get every weapon in the game, backtracking to the same areas just to get a new ending, and whilst the extra lore and bosses were welcome, I couldn't help but feel completely burnt out trying to spend all day finishing the game. By the time that I completed Route D, I was fully burnt out from gaming, or as a friend put it, overstimulated from playing NieR. I took a break and I needed to recharge, and during that time I've been really thinking about backlogs and how to at least tackle them. I realised that it shouldn't be something that you need to tackle. By making that long list of games to play through, it turned video games into work, and that is a bad thing. It also makes me think that I have to finish this game. It dominates my mind as if it's like a task that I have to complete. That is the complete antithesis of what makes video games like fun for a few reasons. First things first, is the game fun, or are you just completing it for the sake of completing it? That is something that you need to ask yourself as if you're playing any game from the very beginning. Sure, there's something that got you to buy a specific game, be it the gameplay, the story, the visuals and the art style, the music, like is it fun with friends, like anything like that. If it doesn't keep you playing or feeling interested or engaged, just drop the game. Don't make it hard on yourself to finish a game that you just don't like. I found it easier to drop games that I just cannot bring myself to play. Take Watch Dogs Legion for example. The setting of London and fighting against the police state caught my interest, but I dropped the game after 10 hours. I just can't seem to really finish anything from Ubisoft, considering just how bloated and uninteresting most of their games are. The same goes for a lot of open world games, to be really honest, whereas I can easily sink time into a lot of action games, hack and slash games, JRPGs, platformers, you name it. That's my jam right there. The one thing I do love about backlogs though is that I will never get bored of stuff to play. I can mix and match whatever kind of game that I want to play. Say I've just finished Resident Evil Village for example, a first person survival horror game, and then I want to switch it up with Hi-Fi Rush, an action hack and slash game. By delving into different kinds of games and going out of your comfort zone to try new games, I mean there's no way you're going to feel bored. Heck, subscription services like PS Plus Extra and Xbox Game Pass make it easier. You find a good game to play and see if you really enjoy it or not. Last year, I tried out playing Prodeus on Game Pass and I loved that game to the very end. It was something that I didn't expect to play as much as I did, and it only increased my interest in boomer shooters, like as a rough example. If you're feeling super burnt out like I did, take a break, at least for a week. That way you have time to recharge your mind and then start playing again. And always play one game at a time so that you are immersed and focused on it without getting distracted in the process. I found that it's the best way to complete games, and when I'm laser focused on playing one game, I tend to get more progress done within the day compared to when I'm playing multiple games. That way you can play and finish more games than you think by focusing on that one strategy. Some people will probably disagree with this, but I tend not to play multiplayer games whilst I'm playing games that I genuinely want to finish. I get it, you want to play with the squad, play with the bros and have a good time, but those games in particular become a huge distraction, especially with new playlists, daily login rewards, new challenges, new content, all sorts of ways to keep you hooked on a daily basis. Yes, I play a lot of Modern Warfare 2, but I don't play it when I'm playing single player titles or stuff that I want to get out of the way first. And the most important aspect of playing games, regardless of if you have a backlog or not, always make sure that you're having fun and having a good time. Before I end this video, like I said in the last video, thank you very much for like 100 subscribers. I mean, your support for the channel is like really appreciated, and like I want to like produce more content going forward. So like I've got a few new videos in the works, so like very much stay tuned. And thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, or if you really like the content on this channel, please give it a subscribe. It's really appreciated. Thank you very much and have a nice day.